An unboxing review of a Mauser M18. So made in Germany, obviously, and this is in New Zealand. So what you can expect when you get a Mauser M18 to arrive here. So you've got options between bluing and Cerakote in New Zealand. Now the Cerakoting actually is getting done in New Zealand. They've actually threaded them as well. Now some of them have got thread protectors and some of them haven't. If you get one delivered, I reckon you should really complain about that and have a thread protector provided. They sent this along. I had to mill it down so it would fit over the end of the barrel there instead of extending over, which would probably affect recoil. So that was a little bit disappointing, to say the least. And also they didn't deliver the slings with the rifle either. They'd lost them somewhere as well. However, they're a bit small for my sling in terms of width, and the bolt that goes through them here is actually smaller than an Uncle Mike's one, so I ended up having to drill out the stud on both of them so I could attach the Uncle Mike and put my sling on. Since the first iteration in 2018, obviously when they brought the rifle out, I think they originally came out with a polymer bolt knob, which has gone to metal now. So that's the main differences between the New Zealand one. And I see in Germany now they're Cerakoting them as well, so they've caught onto that idea and decided to. So Mauser and Swiss Arms and Sauer, all part of the same company, kind of a mafia thing going on here. They don't have particularly soft butt pads, and the Mauser, although it looks like it's got a fairly thick pad, it's really not that soft. So it's got the hard polymer, and that's welded onto some rubberized sort of squarish honeycombish looking stuff there, which isn't particularly super soft, not like a Browning, which is really comfy and gives a little bit of free recoil when it comes back, which I think helps with accuracy. And the stock's obviously hard polymer, and it's got rubberized grips, the pistol grip, and under the fore end here, which is actually a good idea, I like. And a little bit of palm swell here on both sides. It's ambidextrous. Well, just before I'm going to take the stock off, but before we do that, I'll just go through the magazine. So the magazine is a 5-shot. I noticed when I put mine through the other day, I had actually skimmed the end of one of them. It's this one here actually. I just straightened it out so that yeah, it's bent. So it's not very good for accuracy. So you've got to be careful when you're reaming them through. You know, there's not many that don't actually end up skimming them on the ramp that goes up into the chamber there. So yeah, I really don't think that's terribly bad. You know, you can get polymer tips anyway. This is a nozzle petition, 140 grain. So it's a 1 in 10 twist barrel. So first down at the range, after taking the scope off the big arrow, shot straight in here at 50 metres. So the engineering's quite straight, actually on both of them, isn't it? So 2 groups here, there's 7 shots at 55 metres. So one was with different cheek rest tension, so maybe that's got something to do with the fore end flex, which I'll show you about later. And that's with 51 grains of 2209 powder, AR 2209, and that's just over an inch at 100, and it's a little bit more than an inch. That's 4 shots and 4 shots. So you know, for the first one load and 1 projectile, did alright. Definitely going to be sub-minute of angle. They say 5 shots under an inch is guaranteed with this rifle. I'd say that's, you know, quite expectable going on that. Now I'll just unscrew it so you can have a look at the guts of it. Alright, now the trigger Actually, the trigger's got a little bit of creep in it, I reckon, but only slight. And it's nice and light though, so it's a really good trigger, ex-factory. You can notice if you're just going to the target range and just shooting a little, you can just notice a little bit of creep, but it's pretty crisp otherwise. Now, scope mounts, so obviously I've got a Cowles 30mm tube on here. These bases, who are they, Burris? Yeah, I can't exactly remember which the ones they were. They took ages to get here, but anyway, I've got Leopold Crick permanent mounts, and these are the low ones, so that gives an idea of how much gap you'll end up with on it. The bolt's nice and smooth after a little bit of action. With Cerakote on it, it's not that smooth, but it's pretty good. And it's a 3-position safety. Yep, the claws. So it's 60-degree lift. It's a big bolt, and what they do is they just cut all this out, so it's all one part. Dual extractors, ejectors, yeah. Haven't dismantled the bolt yet. A bit fiddly to get in. So anyway, I will at this point unscrew the stock. So I've got a very substantial nut there, which is actually really good. Here we go. Comes out pretty good. I've seen ones on taking the sour out, the sour 100, taking that out of the stock, and that seems to be quite tight. And the tick is actually really tight to come out of its stock as well. This one's not really tight at all. It just comes straight out, so I'm making a liar out of me there. What was that? It's just the washer. It's not super tight like a ticker. So this is what she looks like. So have a note of this, because this is actually part of the mounting of the stock onto the action. And I've just got this bolt here, and this connects into here, obviously, which is metal. Now, so they get extra action contact here. It's sort of like kind of a pillar bedding kind of thing at the rear as well. You can see this part will fit into that part there quite snugly. So it's got contact here as well as the front of this receiver here, with the action here, instead of just only here as with Remingtons and tickers. So this is quite a good idea. It actually gets contact with the stock here as well, and also a little bit under here. But they kind of need this because this stock is actually fairly thin here, as with many though. And in the forepart here they only have sort of this construction here to to prevent twisting. And the ticker, they've got sort of like cross members here to increase the strength. And so this has got a little bit more flex than a ticker or it's the CR100's got is actually more rigid than the Mauser. However, in saying that, you know, coming back to the targets, it shot good, so I'm quite happy with it. I like it. You know, the trigger guard's all moulded as part of the stock. Some people may like that. There's no bottom metal. It's really simple. It's kind of like a Steyr. And it's actually quite light. It weighs about the same as a Tikka T3. And that pretty much covers you.